talk to you all about how to rebuild trust with any bank. And yes, even if you owe them money. Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. And of course, we get questions all the time. Every time we do a live stream or something like that, we get emails. Listen, we can help you increase your credit score. We can help you by looking at your current credit report, asking you what your goal is. What's your next credit goal? And we can help you qualify for homeownership, lower your car payment. Okay. Scan that QR code right there on your screen or click the link that's inside the chat right now. And you can go ahead and get a custom game plan. Okay. Let's go ahead and get right into today's information. I just want to make sure I put that in there so I don't forget. Okay. All right. So, here, first things first, you need to understand why the relationship was damaged. Okay. Every situation is going to be different. Okay. What do I mean by that? For example, if you had a relationship, or I won't say had, but because the relationship's really not over. I don't want you to think it's over. Okay. If you've had a bankruptcy, if you had a repossession, if you had a charge off, okay, listen, these banks will still do business with you. Let me show you what these banks are looking for. Okay. So here's the thing. Most people don't realize that banks, they track negative events. So like if you have like a bank account and it's like an overdraft, it was an unpaid balance, the closed account, charge off, something like that. They track this stuff. Just like you have a computer, they have a computer. At your job, they have a database. At the doctor's office, they have a database, right? At your business, you have a database. They have a database as well. They know when you didn't pay them. Okay. They know when you didn't pay them. They know you had a charge off. They know you had that repossession. So when people say things like, oh, we'll just dispute it, you're just thinking about the credit report, right? So, but you still need to look at what's going on in real life. How can you rebuild that relationship? It's the same banks that's out here. Like I know there's really a lot of banks. There's hundreds of banks, but let's be honest. Like the top 5, top 6 banks that's out here, they're the ones that's doing the most business. Most people have auto loans with the same banks. Most people have mortgages with the same banks. Most people have credit cards with the same banks. Okay. And so that relationship is going to matter. And here's another thing, too. Banks don't just keep it to themselves. Sometimes they also report them to ChexSystems, early warning services, fraud guard, right? Fraud guard is some stuff that's behind the scenes. All my mortgage people know what I'm talking about. Okay. So again, these banks, they're snitching on you. They're trying to make sure other people know that if you didn't pay them, chances are you won't pay somebody else. So how can you rebuild that? We're going to talk about it. The first thing you want to do, if you have to, let's say if it's bank account related, you can start with a second chance bank, something like Capital One 360 or Huntington Bank, or like a local neighborhood bank, a credit union, your job's credit union. Okay. Some banks offer second chance checking accounts specifically for people that are trying to rebuild a relationship with the bank. And mind you, guys, we're not just talking about borrowing money and not paying them back. We're talking about bank accounts too. Okay. So these accounts, they may have some restrictions like minimum balances or, something like that. But there is a path to regain the trust with these financial institutions. And I know some of you guys are thinking, well, Calvin, do I really have to do all that? You don't have to, but it makes the process faster. For example, if you have a repossession, right? Let's say you have a repossession with Chase Bank. Now, is it the end of the world? It may feel like it is, but it's not. Banks, they make the most money off of a certain category of people. You have 3 types of people, okay? You have people that don't qualify. You have people that barely qualify, and then you have people that qualify. I know some of you guys were thinking it was just, I'm either denied or approved. No. There's the middle ground, okay? The middle ground is the people that barely qualify. You know the difference between someone that qualifies and I would probably a fourth type of person too. The person that qualifies and they know what questions to ask. They know they have a higher credit score. Not even just to score. They've bought multiple cars. They bought multiple houses. They know the game, right? So, but the people that the banks make the most money off of, that's going to be the people that barely qualify. You know, the people that barely qualify, they're thinking already they're not going to get the car. And whole time, the bank knows you're thinking that. So they hit you with a higher interest rate. You probably could have got a lower interest rate. Now, in mortgages, you don't see that. But in the dealership, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So again, you also have to think about this. How do banks make that much money off of people that barely qualify? Here's why. People that get denied can't make money off of somebody that's got denied, right? So that's one person that's gone. That's one group, I should say. They're gone. The second group, they're the ones that, of course, that barely qualify. How are they making the most money off of them? Because they're not asking any questions. Most people not like, think about it like this. If you're trying to get a car, you don't think you can get a car. You're trying to keep your money in your pocket. Your credit's not the best. You're saying, I just hope I get a car. You have to go mentally from hoping to knowing. You shouldn't hope that you're going to get approved for that mortgage or hope that you're going to get approved. Now, there are some things you can't control. Credit cards is something that it doesn't have regulations. Okay. Listen, Joe was talking about the other day where he's in the 800s and he got denied for a credit card. Credit card companies, hey, they change their mind all the time. That's nothing new. I've got clients that got business accounts, thriving businesses, and they get denied for, a business card or something like that. Credit card, especially right now in this climate. But either way, my point is that they know you don't know. Here's the thing, guys, write this down. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. That's why I said this year we're going to focus on two things: information and execution. See, it's different if you don't know something. This is the information. But it's your fault if you know it and you're not executing. You say, well, I would lower my car payment. No. We already went over that. I would buy a house. Nope, we already covered that. And I'm not saying you can't do it. You got to mentally be there. You have to give yourself permission. But anyway, then you got the third type of person. They already know they can get approved. So they're getting the best interest rates. Now, are the banks making money off of them? Absolutely. Because it's interest. But they make the most money off the people that barely qualify. And don't let a barely qualified person with a higher interest rate pay the bank on time until the loan is closed. That's how they make the most money. And since the person doesn't know, some of you all are that person, and not in a bad way. I got a solution for you. Some of you all know that person. Some of you all are, like your family, your friends, whatever, your coworkers. Those are the people that they didn't think they could get the car. They got the car. They got the higher interest rate. They've been paying on time, and they never thought about refinancing the auto loan. Right? What about the person that also got the they got the mortgage, right? And they got their mortgage approval at a 580 credit score, because you do know you can buy a property up to 4 units with a 580 credit score, for those who don't know. But here's the catch. You're paying a higher interest rate than what market rate is. So when people say, oh, you're buying right now and the rates are not the best, there are people who are paying higher rates than what's available than the market rate right now. They could refinance and lower their payment. There are people right now paying close to 8%. They could refinance in this current market and get 6%, 7% and save $200-$300 a month. But they don't know that. Let's keep going. Okay, let's keep going. Next is, here's how you could do this. Pay off any outstanding balances. Y'all don't listen. Some people don't want to talk about this. This is the type of stuff I teach in the 850 Club Elite. We talk about how to be done with these banks. Not everything is a negative thing. I know everybody in the credit world just says, oh, just disputed. Don't pay nobody. Don't pay no collections. Don't pay this person. Don't do that. Okay, you got to list all these people you ain't going to pay. I get it. Who are you going to borrow the money from? Well, Calvin, there's a lot of banks out here. Yes, it is. But everyone's not in a position to give you the best terms. Think everyone's talking about the same banks all the time. Navy Federal, Chase Bank. The list goes on. If you mess up with them, you can rebuild. If you owe money to a bank, whether it's from overdraft, closed accounts, charge off, repossession, you don't have to pay it back if you don't want to, but you at least got to understand two things. If you pay it back, if you pay some of the money back, if you do a settlement, I know some of you guys are thinking, well, Calvin, these banks ain't gonna settle with me. I owe them $12,000. You probably didn't watch that recent video I when I interviewed somebody that was part of the 850 Club Elite. She got a custom game plan. We looked at her credit report. We told her exactly what to do. She says, I want to get another car, but I owe this other company $12,000. I said, just settle with them. You'd be surprised what they say. At least call or see. It costs nothing to find out, especially if you got some money in your pocket. She went from $12,000 to owing them $2,000. She's on a payment plan with them right now to rebuild that relationship with that big bank because she needs that big bank for another project she's trying to do. You guys get what I'm saying? So don't act like it's over. You can make it work. Just like that family member. There's somebody in your family right now that owe you about $100, $200. Every time you see them, they on Instagram, Facebook, social media, spending your money. Anyway, my point is that's how banks see you. Now, you don't have to pay everybody back. I got clients that have repossessions. They never paid the repossession back. They rebuilt their credit. Takes a little bit longer, not that long, maybe a year, 2 years. Why does it matter? I'll show you why it matters. I had a client that had a credit card with Chase Bank. They charged it off. Chase Bank came back 2-3 years later, gave them I think it was a $10,000 to $15,000 limit on a credit card, and he never paid the repossession. You guys hearing this? So again, they'll let you do it, but it's either time or money. Time or money is going to fix most problems in your life anyway. Give it some time or give it some money. Okay. Even if it's been years, banks sometimes won't welcome you back unless the balance is paid or negotiated. But here's the thing. That's most of the cases, but sometimes they see that you're doing better now. Again, banks aren't looking for perfect clients. They're looking for people that barely qualify or people that used to be in a bad situation that's now in a good situation so they can try to get over on you. And I won't say not in a bad way, but that's how the game goes. In the land, write this down, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So that means if you're in a position if there's something you know that many don't know, you're winning. And the bank knows you don't know. The bank knows you don't know. So they say, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you another chance. We're going to give you a second chance. We're going to give you an opportunity. They was going to approve you anyway. They see that you're a 700 now. It's not by mistake. They said, this is the opportunity, okay? Now, what else can you do? You can apply for entry-level products. What's an entry-level product? Okay? Like a secure credit card, a small loan. Okay. Once you've rebuilt trust, start small. It could be a secure credit card. It could be a credit builder loan from a credit union or a fintech bank. One of the best banks out there. Listen, a lot of people can't stand Capital One. Let me tell you something. 70 to 80% of people started their credit journey with Capital One. Chase Bank ain't sending people a lot of people don't start with Chase Bank. Because your score got to be there. A lot of people don't start with the local credit unions with a credit card. Some people do, but not most. I'm talking most. Okay, most. Okay, now watch this. Again, using these things responsibly is going to help prove you're financially stable again. Now watch this. Now check this out. Now Adam says, Chase and Amex don't forgive you even 8 years later unless you settle the old debt. I got a client right now that had a credit card with Chase Bank, and they gave him 10 to 15,000 2 to 3 years later. Never paid. I think he settled with Chase Bank. So you may be right on that one. But with the auto loan, I know I had a client that had a repossession unpaid, and they gave them a very good interest rate 3-4 years later. Okay, so keep that in mind. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Here, let me give you another way of looking at this. You can't start off good, then not. Well, here, let me give a better example. You can't get approved for something pay on time, not pay. They close you out. You owe them money. And then think they're going to give you something later down the line if you haven't rebuilt yourself. You got to rebuild yourself. You got to show them, hey, listen, let me go and get the secure credit card. And if I can't get it from you, let me show you what I'm doing with these other banks. I'm paying them on time. Time or money can fix most problems. Time or money. This isn't cancer we're talking about. We're talking about time or money. Okay? And that's all you got to do. I'm telling you. And you can rebuild this. Just so you guys know, we can help you accomplish your credit goals. So here, just like the people right here, first-time home buyers. This young lady right here, she wanted to buy a home, had no idea she met the qualifications. No idea. She had a repossession 3 years ago or something like that. Repossession, bankruptcy. It happened. We looked at her credit report. We told her what she needed to do. She's a homeowner. This guy right here, business owner, self-employed, one of the first people in his family to buy property. He's now looking at his second property. Okay? Listen, one of our subscribers right here. Shout out to Dayon. I don't even know if Dayon watch us no more. Y'all start acting different. Once y'all accomplish y'all goals, y'all start acting different. I'm playing. But shout out to Dayon. That's him and his wife and their daughter. They got, of course, another kid now enjoying their home. But either way, guys, listen, many of these people right here did not meet the qualifications. Another one of our YouTube subscribers right here said he was talking to his wife. They were complaining about the landlord. The landlord says, listen, I can do whatever I want to do. You renting from me. They said, wait a minute. How can we get out this situation? He says, baby, we need to start owning property. She says, well, my credit's not the best. Yours is not the best. What can we do? He says, I don't know. It's this guy on YouTube that says that he's helping all these people. His wife said, funny now, because I bring this up every year. Every time I talk to her, I said, listen, remember what you said? She said, listen, you can't be listening to everybody on YouTube. And she's right, because a lot of people be sending y'all off. I don't care about views. I don't care about subscribers. Show me. Somebody put in the comments, show me. I'm showing you right now. I looked at his credit report, told him exactly what he needed to do. No. Let me step back. He thought that his credit was so bad. He thought that he wasn't going to help the situation. So we focused on the wife. We got the wife where she needed to be. I showed them what we can get based on her profile. He says, man, we got to get something bigger. I said, listen, you won't let me help you. He says, man, I'm telling you, man, it's so many people I haven't paid. Is this. I said, bro, I've seen everything. I keep telling y'all, I have seen everything. I don't know about all the other people y'all watching. I've seen over 10,000 credit reports. But anyway, I'll speed this up. Long story short, we looked at his credit report, told him exactly what to do. He followed the game plan. Now they're homeowners. Beautiful neighborhood. I can go on and on. Not just homes either. I know some of you guys like, Calvin, I don't want to buy no house. No problem. Winter season is coming. Your car is not doing well. Your car struggled last year in the winter season. You know who I'm talking about. It barely started. It need work, need a transmission. Come on. You can't be driving something that need a transmission. If your car got over 100,000 miles, it may be time. It might be time. I don't know. Depending on if you take care of your car or not. Either way, new auto loans, new leases. This young lady right here, another YouTube subscriber, she says, listen, I don't know if you can help me based on my situation. I keep telling y'all, I don't care what your situation is. There is a strategy. At 850 Club, we are different. We don't say, well, yeah, no, man, we don't even know. No. Let's figure it out. What do we need? Two things, time or money. Which one you got? If you say, well, Calvin, I got the money. Great. We're going to get there faster. Well, Calvin, I don't know if I got much money, but I got the time. Great. We're going to still get there. Money and time going to fix most of these situations. Got our car. Done deal. Leases. Some people never lease a car in their life. I said, listen, with how much, especially with some of you all working from home, you don't even drive that much. Consider leasing. Listen, next time you go to the dealership, let me take a step back. Some of you all didn't even have the option to lease. Not in a negative way. They didn't even tell you. Did you know in 70% of the cases, leasing will save you money on your monthly payment? Let me say that again for people that said he said that entirely too fast. 70% of the time, leasing a car will save you more money You know what's crazy? Some people say, well, man, if you lease the car, you don't own it. Man, first off, you could turn a lease into a purchase. That's number one. Number two, you could take out an auto loan and buy the lease. The math is the same. Anyway, here's the deal, guys. You just need a strategy. This is what you need. You need a custom game plan. Custom game plan. This is how all these people are winning. This is how they're winning. You want the house? We gonna make it happen. Let's keep going. Right here, this young lady right here, back in March, she says, I got my game plan. Now she's a homeowner. Listen, I want you to snap your fingers. That's how fast that happens. Okay? If you listen to what we're talking about. See, here's the thing. Most of the people that in the credit industry, they talk about the same exact thing every single time. Dispute. Trade line, dispute, trade lines, dispute. People need more than that. You need a strategy. I talked to a lady today. She says, listen, I want to buy my mom's property, but it needs work. How can I get money for the property if I want to do this and I want to sell it? I said, listen, I'm going to give you the strategy. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Dispute, not going to do it for her. Trade line, not going to do it for her. She needs a strategy. Anyway, let's get back into it, guys. Appreciate you guys being here per usual. All right. Roxanne's in the house. Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to be wrapping up soon. Was this good information? Yes or yes? That's the only options. Y'all know how we do it here at 850 Club. Listen, guys, if you haven't done so already, if you are new here to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I know you got goals. See, I'm not one of your friends you just tell your goal to, and then we talk about something else. No. We following up. You say you want to buy a house? Great. When? Okay? We need to put a date on this stuff. You want to buy a house? When do you want to do this? 3 months from now? 6 months from now? Next year? What if I can show you a fast way to do this? You say, I want to get a high limit credit card. Great. When? You want to get a better car? When? You want to get an auto lease? When? I'm going to show you how. All right. Alethea is in the house. Appreciate you being here per usual. Alethea, let me tell y'all something about Alethea. She got questions every time. She has multiple questions every single week. But you know what I love about the questions that she has and all the other elite members is that these are questions I have no idea where she would get these answers from. Don't get me wrong. You can Google stuff. You can ask ChatGPT. You can ask your friends. You can ask your boss if you want these people in your business. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. Your best friend can tell you how to buy a house, but your process could be different. Why? Because your profile is different. You need to talk to people that have seen multiple situations. That way it's like, well, I don't know what we're going to do with this one. I don't even. No, we're going to figure this out. Let's strategize. Okay? Alita's in the building. Alana's in the building. Appreciate you being here, Alana. Don says, listen, how to force my bank to report my 20-year mortgage? Don, refinance. There is another route you can go, but a lot of times it just doesn't work when they're supposed to report it. Only the creditor can report it. So if these banks won't report your history, man, refinance, go with somebody else. That's for sure. Alita says facts. Mike is in the building. Appreciate you being here. Regina's in the house. Appreciate you being here, Regina. All right. Mike is in the house. He said, listen, I used to be that person. Just kept going out there to buy those buy here, pay here's. Not anymore. Mike went from being homeless, going to buy here, pay here's. Now he in the 700s. Now he giving advice. But you got to change. You got to want to change. He looks for the information. He stays with the information. Then he executes on what he can. Right? Alethea says, listen, you can start by doing this. Just pay your bills. Mike says, now my credit speaks a different language now. Now they fighting for him. Right? Appreciate the super chat. Alethea, as always, appreciate it for sure. Trying to help some people out here. Isaac is in the building. Man, listen, shout out to Isaac Miles, man. He been rocking with us. Man, Isaac, I don't know if you're still watching, but when did you, man, he been watching us for years. We talking like 2015. Appreciate you, man. Per usual. Yolanda says, listen, you don't know what you don't know. Mike says, man, it do feel good this first week not having to pay that $219 car payment. I showed Mike how to consolidate all of his bad debts so he can get better terms and not just giving away these. A lot of y'all out here losing money. Y'all out here losing money because you got bad terms. Y'all say, oh, well, my credit score is higher now. Great. What you doing with it? Did you refinance? Did you consolidate this? Did you do your balance transfer? Get in position. Elite says get in position, right? Listen, Mr. Allen says, listen, free game if you listen to him. I'm trying to tell him. Caleb says it's better if you pay it off. Be done with these people. Be done with these people. Isaac says, Chase closed my account without any reason. Should I open an account again? I would, and find out why. A lot of times they'll show why. It's probably something they didn't like. Banks can do that, unfortunately, but find out what it was. There's something that triggered that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Listen, banks love to see you back on track. You better believe it. That's how they make money. Regina said, I can't wait to start acting funny. Listen, okay? Mike says, no more negative items to dispute on Experian. Just got an alert. He said, let's go. That's what it's about, guys. Get these people off your back, man. Listen, disputing it and making it go away, that ain't the end of it. That's just the beginning, okay? But either way, guys, I got to get up out of here. Appreciate you guys being here. Antoine said, what's good, Calvin? I got to get a game plan for my wife now. Yes, right. Listen, let's get everybody on board. All right. Everyday Elevate says, I got my game plan. There you go. Appreciate that. Okay. So listen, I appreciate that. Swag says, hey, this Friday, I changed the name. I appreciate the gems and all the information you give. Very helpful. And y'all been listening to Alethea. Don't drop these gems, guys. Listen, guys. Listen, watch this. I'm going to wrap this up. If you got goals you want to hit this year, you need to subscribe to this channel. If you want to get there faster, you need to join the 850 Club Elite. Elite, where y'all at? Drop an Elite inside the chat. These are people that are well on their way to their goals. Okay? Today, we talked about banks that you need to have. Three of the worst banks. Banks you need to take your money out of. The other day, we was talking about real estate investing. They talked to a millionaire real estate investor. Let me ask you a question. How much would it cost to pay for a millionaire real estate investor to give you game like he dropped the game the other day? The value. See, I talk to people. They don't do it for the money. They say, I just want to see people win. I hang around people that want to see other people win. So they're like, man, please, for Calvin, I got him. I got you. Travel hacking, I'm going to show you how to do that. Navy Fed, I'm going to show you how to do that. That's what these people, they specialize in this. Okay, we're going to make this happen. All right. Yanobi's in the building. Appreciate Yanobi here. We got to get her some updates for sure. All right. But either way, guys, listen, we're going to see you go. Listen, subscribe to the channel, join Elite, get the game plan if you haven't done so already, so we can take a look at your credit report, tell you exactly what you need to do. And we got a lot more on the way, guys. Listen, Pete says, listen, I just joined. Listen, Pete, we need to know your goal. A lot of people join the Elite and joining is great. And I'm not saying that this is the case. This is anybody listening. I want to help you get to where you need to be. Okay. We got a lot of members. I need to see Pete with the key in his hand. Somebody, he got the house, he got the credit card, he got the car. He's saving money. So a lot of us are we're overpaying for stuff. I'm all about we're goal oriented. I'm all about helping you accomplish your goal, whatever that is. Scan that QR code. Let me put the link back in here too. I'm sorry, my bad, guys. I'm gonna put the link back into the chat. All right. I just want to see everybody win, man. That's what it's all about. This train don't never stop. All right. But either way, we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good